Hello everyone, this is TW here, bringing you our next episode of Tales from Skyrim on our Imperial soldier, Xander Macius. On our last episode, Xander officially joined the Imperial Legion in Skyrim after clearing out Fort Hrogstad of bandits. Showing his aptitude, Legate Rika has a special assignment for Xander that sounds important yet dangerous. So Xander was able to really prove himself last time at Fort Hrogstad by clearing out that camp, and he's looking like he's ready to take on his next assignment. So let's go ahead and talk to Legate Rika and get that assignment, and interrupt this important conversation.
It's not as simple as that. Welcome to the Legion Auxiliary. Listen up. Ulfric's right-hand man, Galmar Stonefist, has located what he believes is the final resting place of the Jagged Crown. We're going to make sure he doesn't get his hands on it. The rest of my men are already assembling outside Corvinjune. I'll meet you there as soon as I finish up here.
What's the Jagged Crown?
A legendary crown dating back to King Harald's time or before. A powerful relic of a golden age, long since past. Legend has it that the crown is made from the bones and teeth of ancient dragons, and is said to increase the power of the wearer. Whatever the truth, if Ulfric gets his hands on it, it would be a powerful symbol around which to rally support for his cause.
Definitely. How do we know the crown's at Corvinjune?
Well, to be frank, we don't. Its location was lost with King Borgus when the Great Hunt killed him off while on his Lushan campaigns. Supposedly, his body was brought back to Skyrim and secretly buried with the crown. Knowledge of that location was lost in the Wars of Secession. But my agents report that Galmar is pretty damn convinced Corvinjune is the tomb of King Borgus. I know Galmar. We fought in many wars together. He's not a sentimental man taken to fancy. If he believes the crown is there, he's likely found it.
Well, then it sounds like we really need to go get that crown, so I'm gonna head out here and prepare, and I'll meet you there.
In the absence of the moot, it would further...
If this turns out to
Alright,
be
let's have a look at the map and see where Corvinjune is. So it looks like it's over this way. Pretty far distance away. Actually, not too far off of where we originally started before. So that's going to be quite a bit of a journey to get over to that direction. So looks like we also got some new gear, potentially. So let's go ahead and figure out where we need to get that. Alright, let's go find that gear while nightfall is falling upon us. I believe it's back this way. We're going to talk to Barend here. Hello, Barend.
There's no end to the needs of the Imperial. But what can I help you with?
So General Tullius said you'd get me outfitted.
Yep. I just have one question for you. Light, medium, or heavy?
I'm assuming he means armor. I'm not going to ask what here. So, the interesting thing with the last episode, we saw that our carry weight was pretty low, and we didn't have a lot of extra carry weight for carrying things around. So Xander might want to consider traveling a little bit more lightly this time, especially in the frozen north. Traveling in heavy armor, it can be a little bit difficult. So I'm kind of tempted to say medium here just because I already have a heavy set of gear. And light might be a little bit too light, and this is kind of a special mission, and I imagine there's going to be some skirmishing happening, so I'm going to say let's go with some medium armor.
Alright. This here is enough to keep your insides from spilling out. Except from the fiercest of blows, and shouldn't weigh you down too much. Now that's it. One free outfit per soldier. You lose that, or get it banged up, you'll need to pay like everyone else.
Well, so it won't weigh me down too much, but obviously it's weighing me down a little bit because of my heavy armor I have with me. So I'm going to get this sorted out, and then we will move on. Alright, so I've made a little bit of room. And before we head off, I think I'm going to go in here to Castle Dower and see if I can find somewhere that I can store my heavy armor, because I'd still like to hang on to it, because that seems like it would be useful for a up close combat, so I'm going to look for a spot where I might be able to stash this. So as Baron is here sweeping up and ending his evening, I looked around Castle Dower for a while, and I did find like a barracks, but I didn't really find a place to keep my gear. So I've asked him if I could keep my gear actually in this barrel that's underneath this covering so it won't get wet. So we're going to put my heavy Imperial armor in here, and then these light boots, the light bracers, the light helmet, and one of the shields. And then we're going to keep everything else on. So we have a lot of our heavier gear on still, the helmet, the bracers, the boots, but we have studded armor instead, which will save us on some carry weight space. So now you see we're at 97 of 150. Then I actually had to drop my double-handed axe here, so let's pick that back up. So we have a little bit of carry weight now. So now we can prepare and get ready for travel, but it is getting quite a bit late, and I was hoping to do a little bit of shopping before I head out, so we might have to go stay at the inn for the night and then we can head out, because I imagine they're not going to be open anymore. Well, Aromatics is, so let's go into bits and pieces here and see if we can find some things to buy and sell. A lot of people here at the entrance. So a couple things that I found here that I'm going to purchase. I'm going to buy a small leather tent and bedroll for camping out in the wild. And then I'm also going to get this travel cloak, which will help with the fending off the cold a little bit more. And I don't need 6 of them, I only need the 1. So let's go ahead and put that on. There we go. Now we'll look a little bit warmer here.
Wow, that was just sitting there? I wish I found it first.
I didn't find it, I picked it up, or I purchased it. So now we're a little better prepared for our journey, but let's go ahead and head to the inn and stay the night before we head off tomorrow. Alright, we got a room here at the Winking Skeever and had a little bit to eat. So let's go ahead and turn in for the night. And we're going to sleep for 8 hours. Let's have a little bit for breakfast before we go off. Go ahead and have one of our bottles of water and then a couple more apples. A few apples. I guess we're feeling a little hungry. So we got some bread, a couple gourds, an apple, and a Horker loaf. Maybe we should get a little bit more food before we head off, but let's go ahead and look at what Xander's plan's going to be. So we're going to leave Solitude here, and we're going to go towards Dragon's Bridge, and then we're going to head off this direction towards Morthal. And then we got a decision to make, whether we want to try to cut through this mountain pass here, and then head off to the east to Corvinjund, or if we want to kind of head around the mountain this way, although this is heading up towards Dawnstar, which is getting to be in Stormcloak territory. Now this looks like a little bit more of a dangerous route, and maybe this is a little more straightforward because I can keep following the road, and then I can just kind of cut this section off sticking near the mountains and head to Corvinjund that way. So that's probably going to end up being our plan, so it's going to be a lot of road travel again. We can keep the hut on while we're doing that, and if we need to, we can stop in Morthal on the way over there. So I think that's going to be Xander's plan going forward, so let's go ahead and head out. It looks like everybody's ready to start their day, and so far the weather's not looking too bad. So we're going to be backtracking a little bit on this journey, but we're going to be passing through some new areas here. We'll see what kind of dangers we encounter on this day. Oh boy, looks like some rain might be coming, which might be a little bit difficult, so we might have to stop at some places to kind of warm up here. It is looking a little dusk for this morning hour. It's like a freezing rain that's coming in, probably. which is going to just make for a miserable day of travel. And as always, if you're joining me for the first time, Tales from Skyrim is a roguelike type of game, and the number one rule in our game is permadeath. So if Xander ends up perishing on his journey here to Corvinjune, then he is dead and we're going to be rolling a new character. One thing I forgot to do last night was level up actually, so I've done that now. And then we put a level into our blocking again, into block mastery, so we're going to hopefully be able to block and deflect things a little bit better. Now we're passing through Dragon's Bridge. And how are we looking here? So we are a little chilly. So we might want to just warm up for a touch and then head off. Alright, I'm completely warm and dry, so we're going to head back out and head on our way.
Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys.
Yeah, me too. Looks like the rain's let up, which is nice. And just as I say that, it starts raining again, so I should learn to mind my tongue, probably. Don't want to jinx myself on my journey here. Alright, so here's some signs. So we actually want to head towards Morthal. And I don't think I've ever noticed that Frost River sign before. I'm not sure what that's referring to. This fallen over tree looks like a great place to trap a wagon and jump on some unexpected travelers. I am actually not familiar with this town at all. I know we were just at a town, but I think I'll look around a little bit and see what's here. There's a horse. Meadery. So I think we're gonna head into the meadery real quick here. Or at least try to. Nobody's here. We're just getting wet. Alright, let's go up here and try to warm up by this forge. Yeah, I don't remember this town at all. Maybe we'll talk to him while we're warming up. Hi Rogan, is there anything I can help you with?
Maybe you can help.
What do you need?
It's all in this. Good day.
Ingredients for Rogan. Let's read that ingredients list. Oh, there it is. So he needs 2 snowberries and 5 pine thrush eggs. So I'm pretty warmed up, but a little thirsty, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a bit to drink. And I was a little peckish, so I'm going to have an apple. I had a lot of apples today. I'm feeling good, so let's go ahead and head off. Interesting town, and just so close to Dragon's Bridge, too. It's very tempting to steal that horse, but being an Imperial soldier, don't really want to be breaking the law, because I think that would be grounds for execution. Aw, look at the little dog. Meeko? Oh, where are you going, Meeko? I don't know why, but I want to kind of follow the dog. Up to this shack here. Meeko's shack. Anybody home? Oh boy. Hi buddy. What's wrong, boy? Do you want to come with me? I don't know if I should be bringing him along. Although I'm not sure what happened here. This shack's definitely seen better days. Oh, and he's not alive. I'm assuming this is Meeko here, or Meeko's master. Well, after all my years living in these woods, it looks like the rock joint will finally be the end of me. I guess that's fine. All my friends are long dead. The only one left is poor Meeko. He was always a loyal companion, and I know he'll be able to take care of himself. I hope someday I'll see him again. Oh man. Well, you know what, buddy? You just kind of stay put here, and when I get to Morthal, I'll send somebody out this way to collect you. I just can't bring him to Corvinjund. There's no way he'd be able to survive that, and I would want to take some of this food, but I don't know if it's, you know, infected, so that shack doesn't look like a good place to dry off in, so let's go ahead and head back off the direction we need to go. I don't know if we'll make it to Corvinjund by nightfall. And even if we did, I think we're going to need to rest, and I kind of do want to camp outside beforehand, and I can show you why. Although I did not collect any firewood yet. And that's something we're going to need to try to do. Which I haven't done in a while, so let's see if we can actually harvest some firewood. Let's see, I can gather branches or chop dead wood. So let's chop a little dead wood. Alright. So it's good to know that we can do that again. This is a long journey, and an exhausting one at that. Wow, it is incredibly, like, foggy over here from that rainfall. And I guess there's more rain coming. Thankfully, we haven't ran into any real dangers yet. The mist from the waterfall. I don't know. I'm completely soaked at this point, probably, but managing it okay. Now our rain has turned to snow here, so we're going to want to head on down to Morthal just to warm up a little bit and then kind of complete the last leg of our journey. Hello, traveler.
I'm on a pilgrimage to the shrine of Azure.
Ah.
Goddess of Twilight. If you'll excuse
Help him with these spiders here.
travel. Good enough.
Man, what a fool. I didn't equip my shield. That could have been bad. Alright, so I don't know if we'll collect any of this venom. Or you know what? It's pretty light. Let's go ahead and pick it up. My carry weight's already looking a little low, probably because of picking up that dead wood. So we'll want to wait to gather some more wood till we get where we're finally going. Let's head straight to Morthal and warm up our cold bones. Well, the guards opened the gate for me. I wouldn't assume that I opened those up. More side in.
Finally, someone comes in. Kick off your boots, stay a while. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I got nothing but time these days.
So it's not been a bad trip so far. It's just mostly been trying to avoid the elements and drying and warming myself up. And that's the fun of this Frostfall mod, is it just makes it... You have to
Welcome
stop
the
from
moor
time
side.
to time.
If you need anything, I'll be around. Good to have a customer.
So what have you got for sale?
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
I think I want to buy a little more food. Need some cooked catfish. And then a sweet roll for dessert.
All right then.
Alright, we're all warmed up. It's about midday, so we're making pretty good progress. Even though we've gotten hung up a couple of times. Looks like the snow's let up too. Xander, you should have probably been a cavalry soldier. Would have been assigned a horse and could have made it a Corvin June by now. Alright, let's head over towards Dawnstar, but then we're gonna kind of veer off the road, and this is when we might start coming into contact with Stormcloaks, but right now we're just running into spiders. Well, even with my shield, I got a little careless there. Pick up another one of these. Oh, he must got hit by the spider. Let's go ahead and skin this guy. Now, if he was killed, you know, later in the night, then he probably would have been frozen solid, but I imagine that just had happened. And we really do want to collect some pelts, because we might need them at some point. Create our own gear. It's bone chilling out here. We're gonna get cold pretty quickly. And there's not gonna be any more towns between now and other than Dawnstar, so we might have to find somewhere else to tuck into. So this is gonna possibly get a bit more dangerous now. Which is probably a good thing in terms of having some action. What you doing?
All right, hand over your valuables, or I'll gut you like a fish.
Let's try this again. Walk away right now.
Nice try, but you don't scare me.
I really need to
I'm
stop
not
traveling
going to
alone.
ask again.
Alright, I'd rather die.
Never should have come here.
These thieves. I got a garnet, some septums. Not much else, though. There's a building up here. This doesn't look very passable, so I think we gotta approach this, but maybe a bit cautiously. And on the HUD, it looks like it's a bit of an inn, possibly. And I'll grab some snowberries, since I have a bit of a quest right now to do that. Easy to carry. Stone Hills. Another small town, looks like, or a couple collection of small buildings. But more importantly, a place to warm up. This is right here. Although we might not have enough coverage to actually warm ourselves up by this fire. Might just keep the cold away. Oh no, we're actually warming up. It's like a nice little community. That's probably as warm as I'm gonna get too. So I think I'm just gonna be moving on. Just keeping an eye out for wildlife, things that could be lurking. Oh, there's something up there. That's why we keep an eye out. We might want to go off the road here for a minute. And just try to be a little cautious. It's another carriage that looks like it was attacked, and oh, these guys definitely saw me. We got the high ground though. Gladly fight on this high ground here. Oh, these poor travelers. So Xander's seen a lot of this already. Just people being attacked on the roadside. Don't know if I see any travelers though. It looks like it's just a cart, satchel. Take that for selling. Looks like there's somebody up here actually. Poison recipe, I don't know if we need that or their robe, so it looks like it's just a novice conjurer that was traveling. I think I will grab that stamina potion and leave the rest. Yeah, I'm getting really cold, so we probably need to be stopping somewhere soon, trying to warm up. I think we're getting to the point where we need to be kind of cutting off the road now and then heading towards our direction. Let's take a look at what's over here. This is probably something Xander's never seen before. Not sure what to think of it, but it doesn't look like there's really much of a way into that. I guess we'll just keep on moving on. All these new things in this world of Skyrim that he's not seen before. Alright, so we're gonna kind of hug this mountainside over here to our right as we continue heading east and trying to avoid any Stormcloak soldiers, because I think I see Dawnstar off in the distance over there. Oh. Shoot. I am freezing and not a good time to be fighting, probably. More bandits. I'll let the giant take care of the rest of them. Maybe go get by his fire actually while he was taking care of those two. I don't know if I can hide here, but take this opportunity to take advantage of this massive fire. Can you imagine how long it would take for somebody to build this fire? And we'll just think of it as a repayment for taking out some of those bandits. So some people are very desperate. Desperate for food, desperate for shelter. That's alright. We're warmed up. Go check this body out though. Just another bandit. I'll just treat the giants as allies and we'll go ahead and double back and pick up some spoils here. Be it minor spoils. Looked like he killed a couple more over here, but I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for them. Leveled up again, so hopefully this time tonight when I take my long rest I'll actually remember to level up this time. Now when would we want to start thinking about stopping and making camp for the night? Probably pretty soon. I'm guessing it's getting to be kind of closer to evening now. There's a cave over there. Probably should go check that out. Might be a place we can tuck into for our wolf cave. Can't tell if there's regular wolves or not. I think we got another spider chucking stuff at us. Yep, a couple of them. See, the thing about the cave is I'm not sure if those are ice wolves or not. Because if they're ice wolves, we might have a real hard time with them. They look like normal wolves, though. There we go. So I think we're gonna try to maybe get under this covering here. These wolves just got this kill. Actually, it looks like they've gotten multiple kills. And if I'm lucky, this is probably blocking the wind. Yeah. So it's keeping me from getting any colder, so maybe it's looking like the sun's about to start setting too soon. I obviously wouldn't want to sleep in here, but I think this is a good place to gather some firewood and then make camp probably nearby. I mean, at least now we know there isn't any wolves, so let's go ahead and gather a little more wood. We'll chop some dead wood. Okay, now we need that fire more than anything, so let's crawl back to the cave, lug in our heavy pieces of dead wood. We'll just start a fire kind of at least in here to warm up, and then we'll set up our tent nearby. Here looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and build a campfire. And then we will use it and build and light a fire. Look how frosty I am. We could do a roaring campfire, but I think we're going to wait on that. Although I can't seem to get any warmer, so maybe we should add some more wood. So, roaring campfire. There we go. Not quite giant size, but still looking pretty good. Now this campfire will go for most of the night, and then we can also do some skills. So that was one of the main reasons I wanted to camp, was we can actually get some skills here. So this is, looks like our firecraft. So that's not the one I'm really looking for. So let's go to the next skill. As you keep camping out and being out in the wilderness, and building up your cold tolerance, you can get some things that'll help you kind of deal with the cold. So I think adaptation is one of those. So it increases my warmth rating by 20. So we're going to definitely choose that perk. And look how close we are actually to our next perk. So we can actually grab maybe another one soon. It looks like there's 5 ranks in that. So that'll help keep us a little bit warmer. And let's go ahead and set up our tent. And not on a downslope, but I don't really like the idea of my back facing away either, so maybe kind of like right here. Let's go ahead and in our tent and place it pretty close to the fire. There we go. It's at a bit of an angle, but that roaring campfire should get us going through the night pretty easily. So let's go ahead and in our tent, sit down. I am parched, however, so let's go ahead and have a little bit to eat and drink. So let's have a gourd, and we'll also have a sweet roll to go with that gourd. Now I'm well fed, and then we'll have a bottle of water. I think I'll have some more wine to kind of cap off our night. So completely warm, quenched, well fed. So I think we're going to go to bed now and do our first night camping under the stars here. Let's go ahead and use our bedroll, go to sleep. And we're going to do 8 hours. Let's do 10 hours. Take us to about 6:30 in the morning. parched again, but I am well rested. So let's go ahead and drink some water. Thirst is quenched, and then we're going to have a big Horker loaf for breakfast. Warm that up by the fire. So we're all set, so let's go ahead and put out our campfire. I don't know if there'll be much to collect. No respent fuel, or unspent fuel to reclaim, but I am inspired. Then we'll go ahead and destroy, because the important rule within Skyrim camping is to leave no trace. Let's pack up our bedroll. So luckily nothing came in the middle of the night, and I don't remember if I checked that body. No, I did. So, another poor bandit meeting his demise, so let's go ahead and continue on. I don't think we have too much further to go till we get to outside Corvin June. So I realized I should have had my quest marker on because I actually veered a little closer to Dawnstar than I probably wanted to. So we're gonna kind of follow that quest marker now. Head around this fortress. Now I know as we're traveling across Skyrim there's not a whole lot of action at times, and I'm gonna try to make this as entertaining as possible for you guys. Because we can't really do a lot of fast traveling until we travel between places, like multiple times. We gotta make a little bit of danger and adventure kind of part of the game here. Another spider. Keep finding these guys. Must have gotten around my shield and poisoned me. That cold morning air. I feel like we need to stop again and just warm up. Let's harvest a little bit of wood and warm up. Got 6 pieces of dead wood. Well, furious snowstorms coming, so let's go ahead and use this. Man. Let's go ahead and set up our tent so we can climb into it. Warm up. It looks like I need more dead wood. Oof. Freezing to death. There we go. This is the reality of Frostfall and trying to survive. So it looks like we've warmed up as much as we're gonna, but let's go ahead and get that next level up, because I did see my endurance perk had upgraded. So yep, we got another perk, so let's go ahead and increase our warmth rating, since we're going to be in the frozen north quite often. The good news is I think we're pretty close to Corvin June. So I think we're going to wrap up the episode here, and on our next episode we're going to head into Corvin June with the Imperial soldiers and try to retrieve the Jagged Crown. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to bringing you another episode soon. Thanks!